Hey everyone, in this video I'm gonna give you an introduction to TypeScript types and the basic types that we use in TypeScript. So this is one npm project that I've created, and if you go to this package.json, then you can see that I've installed TypeScript here. Also I have added one script dev. If I run it, then it will run npx tsc and it will run it in watch mode. And here I created one tsconfig.json file. So here I keep the out directory as ./out. So all the JavaScript file that will be compiled to this directory, and the root directory I'm giving it as source. So all the TypeScript files that we have will be compiled to this out directory. So if I open my terminal and if I run this command npx you can see that this JavaScript file is created in this out folder. So I can just run, I'm using yarn dev, and it will run this command npx in it will run tsc in watch mode. So if I make any change to this TypeScript file, it will make the changes directly to this JavaScript file. I don't have to run this tsc command again. So if I write some console.log hello, and if I save it, then you can see that file change is detected, it's showing here. And if you see this JavaScript file, then this is changed. And if I change it to anything like hello1, then you can see that it changed automatically. Okay, let me create one more terminal, and if you want to run this JavaScript file, we can use node. So node, and it's inside this out folder. So out and example.js. So it will run this JavaScript file. It is printing only this hello1 in the console. So we can also use another library that will automatically run this JavaScript file once any change is detected. So it's called nodemon. So if you are using npm, you can use npm install, and for yarn, use yarn-add nodemon. If I see it in this package.json file, then you can see that this is added here, but I can actually use it as dev dependencies. So let me remove it from here and let me run it as dev. So it will add it as dev dependencies. So nodemon can be used to watch for any changes in a JavaScript file. So if any change is detected, it will automatically rerun this JavaScript file using node. So here let me add another script. So this one is dev. I can add, so suppose it is dev.js, and here we'll use nodemon to watch for any changes in this example.js file. So it is inside this out folder, example.js. Now I can use yarn dev.js, and here you can see that nodemon started and it's watching for any changes in the JavaScript file. Now if I make any change in this TypeScript file, suppose I am adding it as 2, then the TypeScript compiler will create this new JavaScript file and nodemon will automatically run it, and it is printing 2. Now let's come back to the types in TypeScript. So let me create one function. So suppose it is get price. Suppose this function is used to get price of any item that you are showing in your app, and here it will get the base price and it will return the base price and it will multiply it with 100. So this is the way we write code in JavaScript. So suppose I'm using console.log and I'm calling this method get price and I'm passing 100, then it will simply multiply 100 with 100 and it's printing this 10,000. So if I use, suppose you have created this method and some other developer is using this method and he don't know like what is the argument type or what is the parameter type that this method is accepting. So suppose he thought that maybe he can send the product name and this method will return this price of that product. So suppose he send one product name like shoe and he's expecting the price of that product, but it's showing none. So what we can do in TypeScript, that we can define the type of this variable. So I can say that I want this base price as some type like number, or I can say it for any other types, string or boolean. So these are the primary types that is supported in TypeScript. So for the base price, I'm rating it as number. So if anyone wants to pass any other values which is not a number, then it will show one error, compile time error. I'm trying to pass one string, but it's showing that argument of type string is not assignable to parameter of type number because this method can only accept number. So the first one is that we have number. So let me create one number, my number, and suppose it is 20. So by default, if I give any value to any variable to any value, then this variable is automatically assigned to that type. So if I now try to change it to any other value like a string, then it will show me on compile time error that string is not assignable to type number. This line we can also write it like this. So we are saying that this variable is of type number, so we can't assign it to any other value. So I can assign it to any other numbers, that's fine, but I can't assign it to any other value that is not a number. Similarly, for string, we can give string and it will be marked that this variable is of type string. Similarly, I can also create variables of type boolean, and once it is declared, then I can't assign any other types to this variable. Similarly, for arrays, suppose I am creating one array of numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if I try to assign any other values to this array, suppose I am trying to assign one string, then it will show that this is of type number array. So it's written like this, number array. Okay, suppose let me comment it out, and suppose we are getting the one array of numbers and we are returning the size of this array. So if I click if I write dot, then you can see that it's showing the length, and I can simply return the length of this array. Now here in this console log, I can pass one array of numbers. So let me move it to top. Okay, so my array is an array of numbers. So if I pass this here, then you can see that it's printing 5. Let me create another array of string, my string array. And if I now try to pass this string array, then you can see that it's throwing compile time error. This program will still run and it will create the JavaScript file. So if I go to the JavaScript file, then you can see that this is passing here and it's actually passing the length, but it will show one error in compile time. We can also define the return type of any function. So here I can say that this function is actually returning one number. So if I say that this is returning one string, then it will say that it will show one error that this is not a string, it is that number. So let me change it back to number, and here I can pass the number array, and now the compile errors are gone and it's printing 5. We also have another type, it's called any. So any type means that we can pass any types of value here. So if I'm passing one number array, then it will not show me any compile time error. Also I can pass on string array, then also it will not show me any error. So these are the basics of types in TypeScript. So I hope that you learn how we can define variables with different types and how we can pass variables to a function, that and also how we can define types for parameters and the return types of any function. So if you have any question, please drop one comment below, and if you love this video, please like it, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Thanks. Bye.